Hello and once again welcome to High Ridge Farm with the Walrus. The summer season has now begun and it's going to be a little bit of a mess as I need to clear up my farm. So of course we've got all the dead crops just to scythe away, and because my watering can is currently in for its upgrade, almost sounds like it's a car that's in for a service, I need to only use my sprinklers. Now, of course, I only have the three sprinklers, so I'm just going to reposition this one because it's in a particularly bad location to actually use more effectively. Now, I don't have very many seeds at the moment, so it's not really the end of the world that I haven't got my watering can, and I am going to try and purchase some more seeds and start growing some of the summer crops. Of course, I've still got some of those melons, which is great. So I will plant a few of those. Now, I know that the summer season is actually one of my favourite seasons in Stardew because it has some of my favourite crops. Now, some of them are just bizarre, and it's just because I really like the look of them. I really like the look of the red cabbage. I've got no other reason than I just like the look of it, which I know is very weird. But at no point have I ever denied that I'm a bit weird. So we've planted those, that's nice and easy. Now, I know what I need to do today is, as well as clearing off some of the farm, I would also like to get some of these bits smelted. And I would like to start looking into getting some money so I can actually start upgrading the tools to the iron variants. Of course, having an iron hoe or an iron watering can would be very useful at the point. However, because I kind of need the I was lucky getting a pair of books. Because I need the watering can at the moment, it's not likely to happen. But for now, I'm gonna keep having a look around. I also need to learn how to make the quality sprinkler. Now, I cannot remember for the life of me where one learns that and what level one learns that at, but as soon as I do, fantastic. And I'm just going to have a quick bimble into town because the shop is not yet open, because Pierre is terrible and lazy and doesn't bother opening until 9, which I know isn't exactly that bad of a thing. But oh, another book, good grief. Apparently people just keep burying things. How very helpful. Okay, so just going to grab a few of these clams. I also know that having the clams and such are going to be quite helpful in the future for the speed grow fertilizer, as I think the quality speed grow or the increased speed grow, whatever it's called, does require coral, which I would like to be able to make because that would be really handy. Now, I know as well with me saying about wanting the quality sprinklers, I do need some gold bars. So it's going to be a bit of a mining stint as well, because I'm going to need to obtain a large quantity of gold so I can start making these quality sprinklers, because they will be very handy. More than anything, just really darn helpful. Now, let's have a quick look. So, see if there's... I'm going to donate a couple of things to the museum, because of course we've got a couple. That's quite nice and helpful. There you go, Gunter. Have some things. Shame, no shiny bits for me today. But I am also going to try and obtain everything ready for the summer foraging bundle. There are only 3. You've got the spice berry, the sweet pea, and the grape. Now, I will admit, I always get the grape and the blackberry confused all the time because they look so darn similar, which is really annoying. But oh well, that's frustrating. So we'll have a quick look anyway, as we need to have a look-see. So let's get some tomatoes because I can keep getting harvests from them. I might just grab a bunch of... where are you? Nope. Because I want some wheat. There it is. Because it's cheap, it's easy to sow, and I know it's not the most valuable. That's kind of a given. But because it's a fast-growing thing, and I can keep it going throughout the spring and through to the summer and through to the fall season. It still seems so strange to call it fall, even though I know it's the Americanism of it. Through to the autumn season, I can keep it going, and it'll give me some of the hay, which will fill the silo. So it has its dual purpose. Unfortunately, I haven't quite got enough resources to actually make a windmill yet, so I can't actually mill the wheat itself to flour. But for now, I can just sell the wheat and just make a bit of money. And that's kind of what I'm after, is just quick cash ASAP. And for 4 days, it's alright. It's not the most valuable stuff, but it'll do. Okay, so we're going to slap a few of these in here. So I only need one more. So if I can get myself a snail or... Ooh, something else. Periwinkle, I think, is that? I'm not sure. But as soon as I get it, then I can pretty much be ready to go. Because I know I need a sea urchin for one of these. And there it is. So I don't have that yet. But as soon as I find one, that'll be fantastic, and I can start using it. But I do believe they're only forageable, so it's a bit of a luck of the draw if you actually get one. Which kind of sucks. But oh well. Now, of course, I am filming this in June, so it is actually summer where I am. Although, as anyone who can probably tell, that I am very English, and that the English summer is usually filled with it chucking it down with rain. So I'm shocked and surprised that there isn't a vast quantity of rainfall currently happening in Stardew Valley, as it feels somewhat unnatural. But oh well, I can certainly live with the lack of rain. Now, so I'm just going to hoe up a large quantity of land here, so I can start planting 50 bits of wheat. Now, of course, I know I'm not going to get anything, I can't water it today, but one day out of its growth not being watered, that's fine, because it doesn't actually grow if it's not watered, and it's only a single day, and I can live with that. So we're just going to hoe up a nice plot of land here. Oh, we've got a nice maple seed, just because apparently maple seeds decided to appear there. One of the other things I do want to do is start having a trawl through some of the other things that I can obtain on the farm, such as having another look at the spawning rocks and ores in that area that I have on the farm, because that might be quite handy to obtain some things. And it does almost seem to appear that as I unlock more resources and obtain them for the first time, they start appearing in the in that area. So if that is actually the case, that's quite an interesting system and quite clever. I like that, if that is the case, unless it works on a similar sort of principle to the quarry. I don't know. Either way, it's kind of interesting to me, because, as I've said before, I'm a bit odd like that. So there we go. So let's pop those tomatoes in there. So we've got a little bit of stuff ready to grow. I mean, we haven't got a huge amount of money at the moment, but then again, I just sank it all into seeds. So, hodoi. Okay, so I've got a spice berry, which I can put in the foraging bundle. But it's a shame I haven't got any more than that. Let's just quickly clear out some of this mess that happens. It is somewhat frustrating that... Aha! A snail! So now I can actually go and complete the bundle. That's good. I think it actually gives you some extra crab pots, which is kind of nice. Right, let's go out this bottom of the hat farm. And... yeah, it is somewhat frustrating that more random miscellaneous stuff just appears on the farm each season. I understand why. It's just to keep you on top of the farm, because there is a lot of crap, for want of a better phrase. There's a lot of stuff that just gets in the way and is frustrating. But alas and alack, that's just how it is. So here we go. I'm now into the town. I did skip a little bit of that because I was going around in circles, just chopping down trees for no reason other than they were there, which I'm sure is really a thrilling exercise to watch. So I skipped it. Couldn't be bothered with that. Okay, so I'm just going to side through this bit of fibre, get some more of that, because it's just useful stuff, so I can actually make some more grass planters and get that sown. And one of the things I am looking at is knowing that I kind of want to fence off a grass area so I can sort of harvest it so it doesn't rampage around the rest of the farm, because if it starts growing everywhere, it'll make an absolute state, which is really annoying. Okay, here we go. And we're just going to quickly pop in here, and we're going to pop a snail in the aquarium thing, because that will complete one. And I'm also going to go and put a spice berry in the summer foraging bundle. Now, I think I've gone to the wrong one here. No, summer crops. Yeah, it's the bottom one, isn't it? Drat. Oops. That's my own silly fault there. Now, nope. Actually, I've got some wood. I could actually just plonk that in there, so that's easy. So I just need a little bit more wood, and then I can do that one. It's the hardwood that is going to be the problem. This is why I need to upgrade the axe. I think the axe is going to have to get upgraded first, just because it's going to make my life a bit easier. And of course, I can keep mining whilst the axe is being upgraded. So that's an easy sort of decision to make there. There we go. So we'll pop the snail in there, and there we go. I've got a bundle completed, and in the rewards we've got some crab pots. Fantastic stuff. And that unlocks the safe, which is nowhere near something I can finish doing at the moment, because I do not have the sorts of money to throw at it. It's quite a lot. I think you need about 40,000 to actually complete it, and there is no way in hell I can do that right now. I'm not quite sure why you want a poppy for a chef's bundle. That seems a bit odd, if you ask me. I mean, I know you get poppy seed bagels and muffins and things, but and bread rolls, but that's not. I've never used a poppy in cooking other than as almost a decoration. I mean, I know it does add a little bit of a flavour to it, but it doesn't seem particularly useful. Maybe somebody who actually knows how to cook and bake can fill me in on that one, because I've got not a bloody clue. Not the end of the world, though. Although I do enjoy cooking, I'm just I'm not terrible at it. I've just maybe not followed that many recipes like that. Oh well. Righty, so we're just going to head back to the house now before I end up keeling over, because my energy is getting quite low again, and I am prone to being an absolute moron, as I have demonstrated on a couple of occasions. Right, let's quickly plant that, and have I got anything else that I need to do? Well, anything else that I can do that doesn't require energy is more to the point on that one. Okay, I've got those mixed seeds. Maybe I could plant those. Maybe? Don't know. Again, depends if I can even be bothered. I should probably sell some of those gemstones, because I don't really need them at the moment. And getting a bit more money might actually be a bit more helpful right at this moment in time. And I know that, yes, I'm one of those sorts of people who likes to have at least one of everything in the just in case I need it sort of thing. But at the same time, right now, I don't need it. I need the money more, which is, yeah. That's the big thing. Okay, so it's almost midnight. Let's head to bed and keel over for the night. There we go. So here we go. So we didn't make a huge amount of money, just a little bit of foraging and fishing. Kind of understandable, though. Righty, day 2. Now, what are we going to end up with today? Ah, my watering can is wonderfully ready. Okay, so it looks like it's going to be clear and sunny again. I call shenanigans to that, because being, as I've mentioned before, very English, that doesn't happen here. It's not on. Can you stop fibbing to me, please? and that sort of general behaviour. Okay, so we've got some crayfish, lovely stuff, and some snails, and I think I have actually put one of those pots in a weird place. It's a kind of a strange way to place it, but hey ho, I've planted some bait in them. I know you don't really plant bait, but you know, I've plonked it in there, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just gonna throw the crayfish and that lot in the shipping bin, because I can cook it, I think, but I don't think I've got actually the recipes for it yet, which kind of sucks, but oh well. So I'm just going to chop this tree down, just for the extra bit of wood, because of course there is the other bit of 99 wood bundle that I need to do, and that'll make my life a bit easier if I can get that done quickly. And of course, since that I'm not at maximum level with foraging and other things, any extra experience I can get towards leveling those up is better. But oh well. Righty, so I still need to wait about an hour and 20 before I can actually go and pick up the watering can. A super cucumber, well, I mean, I'll accept it. It's just very unlikely that I'm going to get a super cucumber, considering they're quite difficult to catch, which kind of sucks. I'd like to catch one, but I don't think it's going to happen, not with this rod, and not with my low fishing skill. So maybe I should actually try and level that up a little bit, while I wait for Clint to open up the blacksmith. And oh, there's Willy doing some fishing as well, so let's see what we can catch. I don't know if I will catch anything that's actually useful that can be put into the community centre, but anything might be helpful. And again, it'll help level me up. And I think I do need to check and see if Willy's actually got a new rod for me yet. I can't remember if he might do or not. Okay, so tuna, that's quite useful. I could sell it if needs be. And we'll see what we can catch. I might also have to double check and see. Because I know this is one of those sorts of games where you tend to keep the wiki open a lot of the time. But I'm trying to avoid doing that so I can sort of stumble my way through this and fail miserably at it. Which is kind of what I'm expecting to do, to be perfectly honest with you. But oh well. Never said I was a clever man. But oh well. So we'll see what we can get. So let's see. Another tilapia. So that's quite a nice one, because it's quite an easy one to catch. And let's see. Ooh, what we're going to catch here. Come on, get in my fishing net. I wish to catch you, silly little fish. Fish, fish, fish. There we go. Another tilapia. I think I've eaten tilapia. I can't remember if I have. It's one of those things that, being raised on an island nation, you kind of get used to eating a fair old lot of fish. And I'm pretty sure I've eaten tilapia. I can't remember. Oh well. Just how it goes, I guess. Okay, so I think when it rolls around past 10 o'clock, I'll try and get my way over to Clint, because I don't really need to worry too much about that. There we go, another hit. Fantastic stuff. Come on. Get in my net. I want to catch you. Be caught. And a halibut. You know, this is quite helpful. As soon as I can level the fishing up a bit more, then we'll make it a bit easier, really, in the grand scheme of things, won't I? There we go. It is an odd one, generally speaking, with the fishing, because, of course, being determined by the season, weather, what body of water, the time of day. And there we go, I've used up my last piece of bait. So that's a good, sort of a good point to say, okay, I'm done now. That's nice and easy. So, there we go. Right. And I can sell some of them anyway, because I don't need all of them anyway, do I? Oh well. Whatever will I do? Alright. Now, let's go and sea Clint and get my new watering can. Excellent, there we go. So now I can go and water stuff a bit more efficiently, because being able to water 3 in a strip rather than just the 1. Now, I'm still going to end up going through all the water in the watering can very quickly, I'm sure, but that is quite helpful, because I do need to water everything, and being able to water it quickly is kind of the big thing here for me. Now, yes, thank you, Robin. I'm going to see if I can go and speak to Pierre's wife quickly before I forget. And she starts doing her yoga. There we go. So I have met everyone. Fantastic. So I now need to give somebody a gift. Now, I don't think I've actually given anyone a gift. I mean, I could just give someone some sap, and yeah, I don't think I'd make myself a particularly popular person. Be like, here, have some tree sap as a present. Aren't I lovely? No. I mean, Abigail's probably the easiest, considering she likes amethysts, and I know I've got a couple. And I'm not just remembering that because she's got purple hair, and therefore she likes purple things. But it is quite a good way of remembering is that she likes purple things. Righty, let's get all this watered. There we go. Fantastic. So this is going to make my life a lot quicker. Now, I think what I will do is sell some of these gems that I've got as well that I don't really need. And then I could give Clint my axe to upgrade. Just to get it more efficient and get it going, because it needs to be done. The lack of efficiency on it is kind of frustrating, because I need to be able to cut down those bigger, heavier things. I need the hardwood anyway, and it'll just make my life just a bit easier more than anything. And I'm a lazy man, and I'd rather have everything be super easy and super quick, because, yeah. Oh, blast, ran out of water again. Oh well, back to the well. I'm so glad I actually built that, because running back and forth to the river was a pain in the posterior, and I cannot be dealing with that anymore. Thank you very much. Now, one thing I also have remembered is that on my other farm, my cat is not a ginger cat, and I cannot remember how or why that is. I'm sure there's some, like, clever reasons to why it's not a ginger cat, but, yeah, that's a thing. There we go. Right, let's water that bit of land, and then I can get those mixed seeds out and plonk those in the ground, because that'll be some more who knows what. And what else do I need to do? Yeah, grab that amethyst for the time being, just in case I do run into Abigail again. Let's see if we can find her. Now, the trouble is, I also don't know everybody's, like, routines off the top of my head, which is probably a good thing, because if I knew where everybody was on any given day, that would be a little bit intense, perhaps. I mean, in respect to those who can manage that sort of memory, I just don't have that. I do have a good memory for really pointless random stuff, which does make me surprisingly useful in a pub quiz scenario, as I can come out with some very bizarre but kind of useful things. But knowledge of locations of NPCs in Stardew Valleys? Yeah, no, sorry, I'm no help there. It's a very rough estimate when it comes to that sort of thing. Right, well, I'm going to put you in there, and I'm going to put the tuna in there. So I only need one more from the ocean, so that's cool. And I can sell the other ones, that's fine. I still need to fish the lake and the night fishing bundle as well. Okay, so I've still got a few to crack through. Not impossible, but I think I can easily get that going, because the sooner I can complete those bundles, the better. I know the one I really want to finish is the one that gives me the greenhouse, because that one I actually really care about. But I don't think I'll be able to get that done at minimum until the autumn season, which kind of sucks, but the sooner I can get it, the better, and I'll feel better about it all and all that jazz. But, oh well. Right. Now, where to next? I'm just going to quickly head on over here, see if I can find Abigail, and I'm going to see if I can catch something, because I haven't seen her. Righty. Mostly because it'd be nice to catch something that I need on the river fish bundle, because I know that one's only got one, if memory serves. And the more I can catch, the easier it is, you know. That sort of thing. Make my life easier, get the fish, be ready, and that sort of jazz. So, oh yes, I've got no bait on here. No wonder it's taking forever. This could end badly. I think I need to go and murder some bugs. Or, at some point, get myself the worm bin. But again, that's something I don't have the ability to make yet. And I think I need to level up my fishing before I can do that. And also, rainbow trout, I cannot remember if they're one that I actually need for the collection bundles. Ugh, blast. Right. I'm going to put a pad of paper next to my computer so I can actually write down what I actually need to catch. Because I am just going to keep blathering on about not knowing what I want to catch. And it does need to change in some regards. I need to make sure I know exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm catching. Admittedly, I keep a pad of paper next to my computer and a couple of pencils, mostly for games like Elite Dangerous, because that's one with its living system of how much stuff is worth. I kind of need to, because otherwise I'm just gonna forget where I'm going. And I kind of think I might need to do that as a kind of as a checklist on this, so I can just tick it off as I go. It might not be a terrible plan, and it might make my life a lot easier, because yeah, I'm feeling a bit stupid sometimes when I play this game, especially considering it's the cutting down the trees, making sure I've got everything, and then so I was blathering on in some of the earlier videos about how I couldn't figure out if I was cutting them down the right way so they would fall into the river and all sorts of stuff like that. I think, and somebody quite rightly pointed out, if you cut it from the tree tends to fall the opposite direction to where you're cutting from, but I don't think that has any impact on if you're cutting from the top or the bottom of the tree. I think that's completely random, which kind of sucks. Right. Come on. Let's see. Nope. I don't think she actually comes out this far most of the time, does she? She usually hangs out by the mines. But then again, she is a strange little character. And as I said in the earlier episodes, I haven't really figured out who I'd like my character, who I'd like Walrus to end up marrying. At the same time, I feel like a bit of an arse saying it, but I don't think the single male characters are quite as interesting in the grand scheme of things. I will admit, like, a lot of the characters do seem quite hollow. There's not much to them, in which I can totally understand. It's just a video game. The characters don't need to have a huge amount written about them. They don't need to have like an absurd backstory and lore. But some of them do seem a bit more interesting. Other than Shane, I can't think of anything memorable about any of the male characters, which is a shame. And I feel sorry for Shane more than anything. Because of his alcoholism and his depression, and it's really nice to see him pull himself out of where he is and start being able to breed his the blue chickens, which is lovely. And it's nice to see a slightly more positive view on depression, which is quite a thing to say, that you don't see that sort of thing very often. Yeah, somebody might struggle with their mental health, but at the same time, it doesn't stop them from living their life. It does just mean they might need a bit more help and a bit more support from their friends and family and those who care about them. And I think that's kind of a big thing, is that mental health isn't really well known. It's known about, but I don't think it's as well understood. I think a good analogy for it is if I've broken my leg, I can point to it and go, it doesn't work, it's broken. But if I'm suffering from depression, I can point to my head and be like, this doesn't work, and nobody really understands. And it's a tough one. And it's one of the things I will freely admit I'm quite an advocate for mental health support. I know that if I do a charity stream or anything of that ilk, it'll probably be for a mental health or for diabetes, one of the two, as they're two things that I feel quite strongly about. But that's a listen for a different time. Now, let's see, what else are we going to do? Let's see if we can catch anything in the river now. I know I still need some more bait, so I am going to have to go on an insect murdering spree at some point, and going back into the mines and absolutely slaughtering all those darn horrible insects that want to eat my brains. But I want their flesh to turn it into bait, and that's their own fault for being delicious to fish, which I then want to eat. It's a vicious cycle of being eaten. It's a thing. Yeah. And green algae. Ugh. Lovely stuff. I'm glad that disgusting things like that are in it. I mean, it just looks slimy and horrible. I don't know why it's even edible. Ugh. I mean, I've eaten seaweed. Of course I have. I've eaten sushi. And I've eaten lava bread. And that sort of thing. But, algae? Nah. Just nah. No, thank you. Righty, so it's getting pretty late as well, though, so I might need to head back to the farm, especially considering my energy is almost depleted as well. What have we got here? A bream. Okay, quite a big one. Yuck. Don't know why I ate that. I could have just sold it. Oh well. That's my own stupid fault there. Right, so I'm going to head back to the farm. So, it has looked like it's been okay so far today. Hopefully in the next couple of days we'll start seeing a bit of money coming back into the farm. I do need to sell, as I've mentioned before, I need to sell some of those gems so I can actually start making a bit more money and make it a bit easier for myself. But other than that, it's going to then be, do I start trawling into the mines and go a bit deeper? Because I do need to start getting gold. But I also need copper, so that means I need to start going into the earlier parts of it as well. So, hopefully we will catch us again on the next episode of The Walrus Plays Stardew Valley. And I'll catch you then. Bye.